Welcome back, guys. CFP here with Survival Living. Today's video we're going to be discussing bugging out or bugging in. We're going to go over a couple scenarios and a little thought process, try to figure out which one is best for you. Now I first want to go over, before making a decision on bugging out and bugging in, it's not one fit scenario for everyone, okay? It just depends on what the SHTF scenario is, where's your location, what type of community you have set up as far as preparedness. Alright, so first off, let's talk about living in the city. Unfortunately, many of us do. I mean, it's just the way the system's set up. Most of the higher end jobs are in the city. Most of us have to live near the city to be close to grocery stores, schools, and work. Now in SHTF, depending on the scenario, is how bad the city is going to get. All right, there's a lot of things flying around. We've all seen the end of the world movies on TV. We've seen the end of the world videos here on YouTube. Everything is complete doom and gloom. So in the city, on a complete SHTF scenario, what's going to happen? Okay, now there's a lot of speculation that we can do as preppers on what can happen and what could happen. All right, mainly because we look at other countries where SHTF has hit their countries. Okay, we can look at Venezuela and other Middle Eastern countries. We can see once the dollar drops or war rolls in, we can see the chaos in the streets. Now, in a complete SHTF scenario where there is no rule of law, that's what we're going to focus on today. There's going to be a lot of people running around, and it's going to be people society of today has kept in check. Okay, having laws keeps most of these people from acting out on their impulses and desires. Unfortunately, there's a lot of individuals that are really twisted in the head. So on top of no rule of law, food production, food availability is not going to be around. There's just not going to be any food on the stores. You're not going to be able to get hold of food like we normally do. Now, growing a garden in the city, that is possible. There's many people that grow indoors. There's people that grow on top of rooftops. But there are so many people around in cities that can easily spot these things. And then you got someone beating on your door. And unfortunately, it's not going to be just one individual. It's going to be a bunch of them. All right, there's going to be gangs that group up. Now, living in the city, you can still create prepper communities. All right, there's a lot of people that work together in other cities right now. I know there's some in New York right now. I've spoken to them. They have their whole apartment complex that are working as preppers. Now, mainly it's because of what just recently happened with the bug that has come across the country. Now, that pulled a lot of people together. And there will be a lot of people pulling together trying to make it through the tough times. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of bad people out there that's going to be trying to take everybody's stuff. And they'll use any means necessary, all right? They will even take a human life for a can of fruit, a can of beans, whatever. If they want it, they're going to go for it. There's no laws that say they can't. So I personally would not be trying to stay in the city in an SHTF scenario. Full-blown SHTF, no laws, complete chaos. I'd be doing my best to get out. Now, this is definitely a bug out situation. Now, to bug out, of course, we've always talked about the bug out bags, the get home bags, the get out of Dodge bags, all those things. All right, basically they're the same thing, just different scenario. The get home bags, so if you're traveling you can get back home. Bug out bags, so you can bug out and get out. Now, for some reason, a lot of people believe that all they have to do is make it to the forest, get to the woods, everything's going to be fine. Unfortunately, it's not. But let's take a look at getting to the forest. Let's say that you have supplies. Let's say you have a bug out bag ready to go. You are ready to bug out. get out of Dodge. How are you going to transport your goods? All right. Are you going to leave supplies? You're going to try to take supplies with you? Now, how are you going to transport this stuff? One of the first modes everybody thinks of is walk out. All right, we just walk out, throw the bug out bag on, grab the rifle, grab whatever, and walk out of the city. Now, early starts, you might be able to drive out of the city in your vehicle. Depends on if there is traffic jams. I mean, we know traffic jams could happen really quick. Down here where I live in Florida, every time hurricane season comes around and there's a hurricane coming in, traffic jams. Best thing to do, if you didn't leave 2 days prior, you just stay at home, all right? Because if you get on I-10 or one of these other interstates, you're stuck, and that's not where you want to be at in a hurricane. So what about bicycles? Bicycles is a good idea. Bicycles can be powered by one individual. You can make a great deal of distance in one day. You can have sprint speed if you need to. You can attach carts, things like that, onto a bicycle so you have extra storage. So a bicycle is a good idea if you know you have no way out, especially if the vehicles are going to be traffic jam on the interstate. A bicycle is one of the best key ideas if you're trying to get out of the city. One of the downfalls of a bicycle is you're exposed. You have no protection. If someone sees you with your equipment, your gear, you do run a risk of somebody trying to take your stuff, all right? Now, you can be a complete badass, martial art expert, whatever, body armor, whatever scenario you want to play out. A bullet is non-discriminatory. It doesn't care. A well-placed round is going to drop anybody, all right? Body armor is a good idea as a shit hits the fan preparation, but the plate protection of body armor only protects your vital organs. But if you still take a round in the arm, leg, other non-protected spots, you don't have a way to get to medical treatment, I mean actual surgical medical treatment with medical supplies. Odds are you're not going to make the infection and other trauma that is also associated with a gunshot wound. So what about motorcycles? Motorcycles are good on fuel. You can actually carry a little bit of fuel with you. You can strap it onto your bike. Motorcycles are really fast. You can get longer distance with less energy compared to a bicycle. The only downfall about a motorcycle is how loud they are. But if you're escaping the city, it really is not that big of a deal as far as noise. But now, if you are in the city and you're still trying to move around from point A to point B, and it is SHTF, a motorcycle is going to draw way too much attention. But a motorcycle is a good idea because you can also attach a cart. It is something that you can pull extra material with. And the fuel range of a motorcycle will get you further a lot faster than a bicycle. Let's say you've made it to the woods. All right, you've made it to the forest. Your dreams of escaping the city, you've made it to the forest finally. And you've lived in the city your whole life. You've never really been outdoors other than Central Park or whatever city park there is. You're not an avid camper. You're just not used to the outdoors. Well, I can definitely tell you if you're not used to the outdoors and your first night out in the woods, you're not going to be getting much sleep. Everything's new to you. So you really want to think about taking the time now to learn survival skills. All right, fire making, water purification, hunting, fishing, tracking. Well, tracking kind of goes in with hunting, but tracking also will help you avoiding other people because there's going to be a lot of people running to the woods. If you can identify tracks, trails, and you can identify what's making it, then you have a better chance of slipping in, slipping out, and away from danger. And of course, there is the great odyssey of grabbing a sailboat, making it to a deserted island somewhere, and everything's going to be great. You know what? If you have good seamanship and you know how to operate a sailboat, you know how to live off the water, that is a actual great idea, to be honest. If you know how to run the coastline, read the weather, know how to do the navigations, running to the ocean probably is not a bad idea if you have the ability and knowledge on living off the ocean itself. Now, I didn't do this video to deter anybody from doing a bug out in a SHTF scenario. I just want people to just take a step back and really look at bugging out. There is a time and place to bug out, okay? But not every scenario means you grab your bug out bag, throw the kids in the car, and tear down the road. You have to think things through, or you're going to be in a world of trouble. And that's where bugging in comes to place, all right? You can do a lot of things for your own home, for home defense, just with home security, running fencing, even your standard yard right now, running chain link fencing, things like that, barbed wire on top, putting bars on your window, extra security doors on your home, things that makes it harder for someone to breach your home. Now with bugging in, I highly recommend people to invest in firearms. You will need something to deter people from breaking into your home. Even though you have bars up and fences up, sometimes that could be used and interpreted as there is something in that building. That's why they got it locked up. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps out a little bit with the bugging out of the city. Hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not saying you cannot survive in the city during SHTF, but it's going to be much harder. And running to the woods just because they're out there does not mean safety, does not mean security. Anyway, guys, I definitely appreciate you hanging out with us today. Y'all have a great day, and I'll speak to y'all later.